Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday to you. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And I apologize for not being able to make earlier in the week. I had a job interview, so we'll keep our fingers crossed with that one. So we today are going to open up the chest, kind of reverse some of that hunched overness that we get from typing on the computer, from working at home, or if we are texting a lot or sitting on the couch. The other thing too to remember is that we do a lot of sitting, even if we're not doing those activities, from driving, from eating dinner, from sitting around with friends and family. So all of these muscles in this area, and the hips and the chest and then the low back, start to compress, and they start to kind of turn inwards to themselves. So we want to try and reverse that, open it up, get some length through the low back. So today we're going to go ahead and we'll start on our knees. Good morning, Bruno. So let's go ahead. If your knees are sensitive, then you can always place a little blanket underneath the knees. Well, that's not for you, mister. So you can place your knees on the blanket and then just come down onto your heels. If that doesn't work for you this morning, then go ahead and sit comfortably on your booty and then just have the legs crossed. We're going to sit up, pull the chest open, and then pull the shoulder blades together behind your back. I want you to lift the belly button up towards the sternum and then feel the ears right over your shoulders. This morning, if you feel like you need a little bit more grounding to start your day, let's have the palms face down on your thighs. And if you feel like you need a little bit of inspiration for your day, then let's have the palms face up. And we'll have the eyes closed. Start to breathe deeply in through the nose and out of the mouth. There's nothing fancy that you need to do with the breath. Just maybe take a couple of breaths here, turning your focus onto your mat. And then we'll bring the hands together now in front of our heart, and together we will have our 3 cleansing breaths to begin practice. So take a big, deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth, sigh it all out. And again, inhale deeply. Find pause at the top, and then open the mouth, sigh it all out. And a final time, bigger inhale. A longer pause, and then force that air out of the mouth. We'll seal the lips. I want you to bring all of your awareness now to your conscious breath, breathing in and out of the nose. As we start to turn into our practice, you can keep the eyes closed, or maybe you keep a soft gaze in your eyes. Feel the body in each position. And then when you are ready, let's go ahead and blink our eyes open and begin our practice. So if the knees hurt, we're going to come down onto all fours, so hands and knees. If the knees hurt, you can keep that blanket there, or you can move it off of your mat. You might just want to open it up so it's not so bulky. And then let's find the fingers gripping the mat. Rotate the weight all in between the pointer finger and thumb. So a lot of times we have that weight on the outside of the hand, and over time, especially with using a computer, using our mouse, this little tiny bone starts to break down. So I really want us to rotate that weight in between the pointer finger and thumb, grip the mat with the fingertips, and then press out of the wrists and the shoulders. Tops of the feet are going to be flat on the floor to begin. So let's round the back, press the earth away with the knees and the feet, press the tops of the feet in there, belly button to the spine, and spread the shoulders. And then inhale, tuck the toes, reach the heart forward, gaze up, press the booty back, cow pose. Untuck the toes, Exhale, round the back, spread the shoulders, bring the chin towards the chest. And then we'll inhale, tuck the toes, reach the booty back, heart reaches forward. Let's do that one more time each. Exhale, press the earth away. And then inhale, tuck the toes, reach the heart forward. Really nice. Stay here now. Again, if those knees end up getting sensitive throughout practice, you can keep the blanket there, but again, just have it a little bit flat. Step 1 foot back at a time. Find your high push-up position or plank pose. So you want to keep the booty from sagging and the hips from sagging, and you don't want the booty up too high because we're not coming into downward dog yet. So think about a nice line of energy from the ears all the way through the shoulders and the ankles. Reach the heels back the same amount as you're reaching the crown of the head forward. Pull the belly button up towards the spine. Take another breath in. Now let's use the exhale to pull the hips up, find downward facing dog. You could walk the toes in a little bit if you feel like you need a tiny bit of a shorter stance. But let's bend one knee, press the opposite heel to the floor, using your breath to switch. Open up through the bottom of the foot, the ankle, the toes. And then let's settle the heels down. Press the floor down and forward. We're just going to be here for another breath or two. Take a deep, full cycle. And then the next inhale, we're coming high up onto our tippy toes. I want you to look forward and start to stroll to the top of your spot here. So walk the feet forward. You're going to come right behind the hands. Inhale to bring the hands to the shins. Rock the weight into the toes. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale, let's forward fold again. One more time, we're going to inhale. Find a flat back. This time you can keep the fingertips on the floor or bring them to the shins. Weight rolls into the toes. Gaze is slightly forward. Exhale, fold forward, belly button to the spine. Put a little bend in the knees. Use your inhale to rise all the way up. Bring the arms up. Lift the fingertips up. Palms touch. Exhale to pull the hands to the heart. Feel the thumbs connecting to the sternum. Close the eyes. Feel the inner thighs rotating inwards towards one another. That's really going to help to ground the big toe mounds down into the floor. And then be careful that your hips aren't pressing forward. You're not pressing on back. Lift straight up. And we'll take another breath here. Find softness somewhere in the body, the jaw, the shoulders. Let go of any tension you are gripping on. And then let's go ahead and move. Inhale to sweep the arms up. Feel the palms touch. Exhale, we're going to lead with the heart, hinge at the hips, forward fold. Inhale, find your flat back, roll the weight into the toes. Exhale to forward fold. Bend the knees, plant your palms, step back, find your plank pose or table pose. So knees can come down if that's more comfortable. On your next inhale, we're going to rock the shoulders forward, hug the elbows close to the body, lower all the way down. Try and let the hips be the last to touch. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. Press the pubic bone into the floor. Wiggle the hands back so they're in line with the chest. And then you're going to hug the elbows in. Roll the shoulders up and back down towards the sit bones. And let's lift through the back of the head. You're reaching through the toes just as much as you're lifting the heart up towards the chin. Think about the front of a big boat. Kind of like the Titanic, right? That big openness of the front of the boat. I want you to lift the heart up, hug the elbows in, keep reaching the toes, take another breath, and then let's go ahead and release. Inhale to tuck the toes. Your exhale with or without the knees is going to bring you back into your downward facing dog. Ground the palms back into the floor. Find your foundation. On your next inhale, lift the right leg up. Keep the toes square with the hips. Look forward. You're going to help the foot between or right by that right left thumb. So if you need some help, use the back of the calf to just kind of help it forward. And then use your blocks if you need them underneath the fingertips so you can bring them down onto the floor. Lower that left knee. So then if you need some padding underneath the knee, go ahead and bring that padding underneath the knee. So you'll first sink down into the front knee. Make sure that the ankle's not going too far past the knee's not going too far past the ankle. Ground the ball of the right foot in. In the inhale, we're going to lift all the way up. Arms are right alongside the ears. So I want you to inhale, look up. Exhale, we're going to bring the arms out to cactus. Pull the shoulder blades together behind the back. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale to lift the arms up. Maybe look up. Exhale, open up cactus arms. Pull the shoulder blades together behind the back. And the last time, inhale the arms, maybe the palms touch. Exhale, come into cactus. Pull the shoulder blades together, lift the heart. This time, bring the hands down to the floor or your blocks. You can set them off to the side if you need to. Start to walk this right hand back, straightening through the right leg. So when we do this, the tendency is to kind of swing the left hip out to the side. I want you to feel everything through center. You can lift the toes up or you can keep them down onto the floor. I want you to feel a nice stretch through the front of the top right leg and the bottom of the back. So you can tuck the left toes if that helps for foundation. Think about lengthening the torso towards the toes. Doesn't matter if you can fall forward, because if you're hinging forward and you're creating that roundness in your back, then it's going to compromise the low spine. So maybe even use your blocks so you can bring them up to the highest height if you need to, but keep reaching the heart forward. And we'll take another full breath. So let's plant the foot back down, ground the palms, lift the left knee, step back, find your plank pose. Firm the palms, engage the core. Inhale, rock the shoulders forward. Exhale, we're going to lower either all the way or this time halfway. Keep the torso in line with the elbows. If you're coming up for up dog, come to the tops of the feet, press the palms into the floor, lift the heart up, feel the tailbone reach towards the toes, and then use the next exhale, find your downward facing dog. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale, the left leg lifts. Step it behind that left thumb, right in between the palms. You can inch the foot forward, then you can lower that right knee down. If you need your blocks, go ahead and use your blocks underneath the palms. Reach the heart forward, soften the shoulders. Think about driving the ball of the left foot down into the mat. So that big toe mound, that big chunky fleshy part that's right behind the big toe, that's what you want to drive down into the floor. On the next inhale, let's lift up, find our low lunge. Arms are right alongside the ears. You can sink into that front knee if it feels good for the hip. Pay attention to the knee over the ankle. And we'll inhale, lift the fingertips up. Exhale, come into cactus pose. Inhale to extend the arms. Maybe start to bring the palms together. Exhale into cactus. One last time. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, come into cactus. Pull the shoulder blades together, lift the heart. Bring the hands down to the floor now. Start to walk the hips over that right knee. Maybe lift the left toes up towards the ceiling. Reach the heart down the left leg and find that hinge. Maybe pay attention to which side of the body feels different, which leg, which hip is a little bit tighter. Be careful not to sway that right hip out to the side. And as you lengthen the heart towards the toes, take another breath and find softness somewhere. Go ahead and replant that left foot, ground the palms, Step back either into table or plank pose. Ground the palms, find your foundation. The next inhale, we're rocking the shoulders forward. Exhale to lower either all the way down for Cobra or halfway. Inhale for your back bend, Cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale, lift the sit bones and find your downward facing dog. Sit bones reach nice and high towards the ceiling. Keep pressing the mat forward. Take another full breath. Inhale to come up high onto your tippy toes. Bend the knees, look forward. Make your way to behind the thumbs. Inhale, come up halfway, roll the weight into the toes. Exhale, lower all the way down. Bend the knees, inhale to rise all the way up. Palms are gonna touch. Use the exhale to hinge forward all the way back down. Inhale, find your half lift. Reach the heart forward. Exhale to forward fold. Plant the palms, step back, plank or table. So we're not gonna move through a vinyasa here, but I want you to find that foundation. Ground into the palms. Use your core here. It doesn't matter if the knees are down or not. So I want you to lift the belly button into the spine. Reach the heart forward. Keep pressing the floor away with the palms. One more breath in. The exhale is going to lift us downward facing dog. Deep breath here. The inhale is lifting the right leg. Look forward. Step the foot right by that right thumb. You're going to step the left foot out and over a little bit. Inhale to spiral the right foot or the right heel down and sink into the knee. Look forward. The next inhale is lifting us up. As you come into your warrior one, shoulders and hips point forward. And feel the outer edge of that left foot sinking into the floor. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Hands are going to come behind the back. You're going to interlace the fingers with the right thumb on top. Extend the knuckles down for that left heel. Open up through the chest. If that doesn't feel good, you can bring the hands to the low back. You can also grip, opposite elbows. So if the shoulders are a little bit tight, you can always grab onto the fingertips. So whichever feels good to you that way, be mindful of the shoulders and the wrists. We'll sink down into that front knee. Take a deep breath in, open up through the heart, extend the knuckles down the back of the leg. Exhale, we're gonna hinge forward, finding a humble warrior. Bring that right shoulder towards the right knee. You can keep the thumbs resting on the low back, or you can start to lift them up towards the ceiling. Make sure you keep a little bend in the elbows to prevent hyperextension. And then feel the collarbone move away from the chin. Can you lift the knuckles a little bit higher towards the ceiling? Take another full breath. We'll use our inhale to release the fingertips. Come all the way back up. Exhale, hands are going to come down to the floor. Spin to the ball of the left foot. Step back, plank pose. Now let's move through that vinyasa. You can always skip it and meet me in downward dog though. Inhale, rock the shoulders forward. Exhale, lower either all the way or halfway. Inhale for your back bend. Reach the heart forward, long neck. Exhale, downward facing dog. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale, left leg lifts. Look forward. Help the foot between the palms right by that left thumb. Right foot steps out and over. Spiral the right heel down. You really want to make sure that the outer edge of that back foot is really sealed down to the floor. Inhale, rise all the way up. Find your warrior one on the opposite side. Sink down into that front knee. A lot of times, just like when we were on the floor, this hip wants to do something funky, right? So let's pull this left hip back. You can even help with the torso, right? So that everything is pointing forward. Outer edge of the right foot is sealed to the floor Arms are right alongside the ears. Take a deep breath to grow tall through the torso. Exhale, hands behind the back, left thumb on top. Extend the knuckles down for that right ankle. Take a deep breath in, open up through the heart. Exhale, we're gonna hinge forward. Left shoulder towards that left knee. Maybe you lift the thumbs off the low back towards the ceiling. Soften the collarbone away from the chin. Just take a couple of breaths here. Take one more full round. Let's inhale to rise all the way back up. Exhale, bring the hands down to the floor. Step back, find your plank pose. Firm your thighs and firm the core. This time, rock the shoulders forward. As you exhale, we're lowering all the way back down to the belly. Hug the elbows along the sides of the belly. Untuck the toes. I want you to zipper the feet. Press the tops of the feet down to the floor. Hug the elbows in. On the next inhale, let's lift up. Find our Cobra. Keep reaching the sternum forward. Keep the chin tucked so the back of the neck is long. And then you're going to rest the forehead on the palms. So make a little pillow. Rest the center of the forehead in the palms. Lift the backs of the legs. Windshield wiper the ankles from side to side. Let the front of the heart sink into the floor. And release the feet back to the floor. Zipper the feet together. This time I want you to come up, bring the elbows right underneath the shoulders. Press the forearms into the floor. Look down and make sure that you can brush opposite elbow with the middle finger of the opposite hand. Inhale to lift through the heart. Keep the back of the neck long. Press the pubic bone down into the floor, and I want the legs engaged. So you'll press the tops of the feet into the floor just as much as you're pressing the pubic bone into the floor. Soft shoulders here. Sternum lifts up. Even feel the ears starting to relax down towards the shoulders. You can tuck the chin, maybe make half moon shapes, swinging the chin from shoulder to shoulder. And we'll find some stillness here. Lift through the head once again. Long neck. Keep pressing into the feet. Reach the toes behind you. Lift the heart up towards the chin. One more full breath. And then let's come all the way down. Restack the palms in that opposite position. Rest the center of the forehead or the third eye in the center of the palms. And let all of that weight and tension go in the front of the chest. So really feel like the chest is sinking into the floor. Let all of the tension go in the legs. And then let's do that one more time. Come up, find your Sphinx pose, elbows right underneath the shoulders. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Again, you're still gripping the mat with the fingertips. I want you to lift up through the heart, reach the toes behind you. Pubic bone presses into the floor, tops of the feet press into the floor. Lift the heart up towards the chin, and the gaze is down right in the center above the fingers. Don't forget to breathe. And take another full breath here. And then we're going to come all the way down. Open the arms out wide so they'll be off of your mat. And I want you to press into the fingertips, lift the heart. We're going to just dump one shoulder towards the mat at a time. Inhale to come back to center. Exhale the opposite shoulder. We'll do that one more time for each. Inhale back to center. Exhale, right shoulder down. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, left shoulder. Come back to center. You're going to roll over onto your back now. Have the feet set up hip width distance apart. Make sure you can brush the heels with maybe the middle finger or walk them as close as you can to the sit bones. So have the hands right alongside the body. I want you to find that gripping out with the feet. So just like we did with the fingertips, grip the mat with your toes, the entire foot. On your inhale, press into the feet and lift the hips, coming into bridge pose. So the hands can stay right alongside the body. You can walk the toes in a little closer, lift through the hips a little higher, maybe start to walk the shoulders underneath the body, maybe interlace the fingers. So all of these options for you, the main thing I want you to think about is keep pressing into the feet, lift the hips as high as possible. We're still opening up through the chest, decompressing the low back here, and take a couple of breaths. Keep pressing a little higher through the feet. Lift the hips up just a smidge higher than they were before. And we'll release the hands if they're interlaced. Unroll the shoulders. Feel the spine come down to the mat one vertebrae at a time. Long neck here. Keep the feet where they are. Just hug the right knee into the chest. Roll out the right ankle. Go in both directions. Let's extend that left leg out straight. Keep the left hand on top of the right thigh. Open the right arm out to cactus or a T. And then you're going to come on to the left hip and come into a twist. So it kind of feels nice if you kind of come onto that hip and then open up the shoulder. We'll take another full breath here. You can maybe extend that right leg if it feels good. We'll inhale to come back to center. Press that right foot into the floor. Hug the left knee into the chest. Roll the ankle out. Make sure you go in both directions. And then extend the right leg out. Right hand is going to stay on top of the left thigh. Maybe come onto that right hip a little bit more. Come into your twist. This left arm comes out to a cactus or a T. And then feel the left shoulder staying connected to the floor. Close the eyes here. Take a full cycle of breath just to let the body twist. And we'll use our inhale, come back to center, press the left foot into the floor, bring the right knee in next to the left, hug the knees in, and let's just do a little bit of reversal of what we've been doing, a little opposite of those back bends. Knees come into the chest. Maybe you lift the forehead towards the knees. And then extend the legs out one at a time. Palms come next to the body. And then we'll just take a few breaths here. So before we come into Shavasana, hold the breath. Take a deep breath in and hold it. And I want you to tighten all the muscles in the body. Make fists, clench the toes, engage the legs, engage the core. Keep holding the breath. Keep holding. And then release. We'll take a handful of breaths here in our Shavasana. Keep taking your breaths. And we'll start to wiggle the fingers, start to wiggle the toes, stretch the legs out in front of you, extend the arms up and overhead, stretch the body back awake. And then you're gonna roll over onto your right side. Bring the left palm to the floor. Before you come up, I want you to invite gratitude into your practice and into your day. Use the strength of your hands to press up, face your screen,